Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham Daily News and Update show for Monday, December 22nd. Yes, it is the 22nd. We are on our way. It's a holiday week. It's been a holiday week, and we have no midweek game because obviously Christmas is happening, but we do have a Boxing Day game coming up. And news, surprise, surprise, there has been a swap in the squad, which is really odd and interesting to see. There's a big breakdown of why. We'll talk about that too. But yes, as you can see on the thumbnail, it says Rodriguez rolls in and Elliot Lee is out. Elliot Lee has been ruled out of the 25-man squad. There has been a rule change, or not a rule. I don't know. I'm going to read it for you in a second because I don't understand it either. I thought it could only happen on January 1st, but there is a bit of an update here. How is everyone doing today? Yes, I think hopefully everyone's relaxing, spending time with their families this week, and be able to just shut down for a little bit if they can, and just take some time to just reflect on the year and enjoy some time with your family and just relax. So I will be in the hospital room, as you probably see. But anyways, thank you for coming in. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the Local Pundit if you have not already. Become a member, because that also helps the channel keep going. We're cruising through this. We are 4 days away from Boxing Day. And we have a game against Sheffield United, and there could be someone on the bench, and that is going to be, looks like this might be JRod. He has taken the place of Elliot Lee, which is what we're going to talk about. Want to get your thoughts on that. I think this gets rid of the possible striker opportunity we'll do in January, which I didn't think we will happen. I called this a couple weeks ago. This is going to be that 10-minute, 15. He's the new Fletcher role here, I believe. This is what's going to happen. So we'll talk about that. What's up, Ruth? How are you doing? Iron Man's in the house. What's up, Local Pundit? Danny D. Long. I think all the names are screwed up. Tommy's in the house. Andrew's in the house, and Ruth is also here. JRod's the answer. Well, we'll see in a second here. Nikki D, I'll get to that in a second. What up, Josh? JRod, damn, didn't think I'd see this. The rule changes. You have to have special permission, and that has to be a 3-month injury or longer or something like that. Who's the injury to? To Elliot Lee? Well, I don't think Elliot Lee's going to lace the boots up again for Wrexham. That's my thought process here. But let's get into the story, because this broke early in the morning. I saw this. I was like, what? That's so odd. But we will check this out. Anyways, here we go. Squad update. There's a squad update. Yes. Striker J. Rodriguez added to Wrexham squad for Boxing Day. There he is right there. That was last year, playing against, it looks like, Stockport. Remember, he made 17 appearances last season, scored 2 goals, that is. So didn't play a massive role, but played a massive role in scoring goals. So here it is. J. Rodriguez has been added to the Wrexham squad and could make his first appearance of the campaign against Sheffield United at the racecourse on Boxing Day, of which we will be here live on the Local Pundit, game day build-up, live watch-along, Wrexham Time call-in show, and Wrexham Reaction. As you know, the only Wrexham channel that gives you 4 shows on game day. The striker has been omitted from the 25-man squad. Obviously, you know that he was not registered yet because he had a stress fracture in his foot. However, the club has announced that Rodriguez has replaced playmaker Elliot Lee, who is currently sidelined and undergoing knee surgery. We wish him to get well. Elliot Lee, I don't expect Elliot Lee to play for Wrexham again. I could be wrong, but I might be right. He's been a great servant, so he's got to go get healthy. But he's obviously not going on loan. He will be sidelined for a long period of time. Now, Wrexham's statement says, Wrexham AFC can confirm that under the EFL Regulation 44.9, regulating that our 25-man squad list, we have made the following change effective immediately. Now, whatever Regulation 44.9 is, I don't know, but we'll look into it a little bit more here. With Elliot Lee currently recovering from injury, this is a quote, he has been removed from the squad and J. Rodriguez has been added. Rodriguez, who has now returned to training after recovering from his own injury, is available for selection on Boxing Day against Sheffield United. Midfielder Andy Cannon is also out, ruptured ACL. They're talking about him. Danny Ward has been out since August, dislocating his elbow, and but will be eligible next month because everything opens up. Every player is able to feature from New Year's Day, with the clubs allowed to make changes to their squad list when the January transfer window opens. Rodriguez joined Wrexham last year, blah, blah, blah. He's 36 years old. The following round of 17 league appearance and helping Wrexham for 2 goals. Okay. Anyway, there we go. All right. Let's just see where this is at. Now, okay. Let's just breathe on this a little bit. JRod coming in. it is a positive. Okay. Is it the solution to score goals? I don't know. He is capable of performing in this league. He has bags and bags of experience in this league and the championship. Is it going to help us score more goals and win football games? I don't know. This is a super sub at this point. JRod is a super sub. He's not going to be starting any games, I don't anticipate. That's Kiefer Moore's job. He will come on and he will replace Kiefer Moore. Instead of a 2-minute, it might be a 10-minute or a 7-minute. I don't know the strategy on there. I'm only saying that because usually we're either chasing a game or we're defending a 1-0 lead. We're not really chasing. We're not ever in a space where I'm thinking we're going to go all on offense. He is not all on offense. But JRod has bags of experience. He's got good hold-up play. He is a striker. He can find the back of the net, although last year he did not do that a lot. But this is – Parkinson doesn't change shape. This is a like-for-like swap at the end of a match when Kiefer Moore is dead tired, because every goddamn game Kiefer Moore is getting the shit beat out of him. And, Sam Smith does a little bit different to him. He is – I think he's 6'1", JRod is. Yes, he's 6'1", will help out defensive duties. But this is basically like, okay, Elliot Lee's not going to be here. We got special regulation to have him come in. And, he's a couple days early, possibly would have come in on January 1. So we got basically a week extra of JRod. It's not lightning in a bottle. It is a pure bench player that's going to come in and take up minutes in the last couple of minutes of a game. He will not be playing 30, 40 minutes a game. If I'm wrong, I'd be shocked. But he's not going to be doing that. What's up, Haps? How you doing? Free Pug says, hey, yo, just working, but can hang out with everyone. Good to see you, my friend. JRod is the answer. JRod is the answer. I definitely don't think Lee is coming back, says Nikki D. I totally agree with you. I don't think we'd see JRod in a Wrexham shirt. I didn't think we'd see JRod in a Wrexham shirt either. Well, I thought we might see him. The last few weeks that I've been seeing things, I thought JRod would be back in January. Elliot Lee, not so much. Yeah. And to the point of Wayne, we were talking about this, to the point of Wayne saying, we're not getting younger. He's 36 years old. We have an aging squad. Kiefer Moore's 33, and he's 36 years old. Not that I'm being ageist about anything, but I'm just saying this isn't lightning in a bottle of us, lightning in a bottle of, oh my God, lightning in a bottle that's going to help us move anything monumental. Sorry, I just saw something that came through. I think he'll fit this season's team better than last season. The problem is he's competing with Windass and Broadhead. May not get much time on the pitch. JRod is going to get a big man open. I never hated him, so some of us do. JRod is going to get the big man open. You think he's going to come in at this cam role? Take it right? He's coming in at the cam. Okay, fair enough. I could be wrong, says Matt White. But I think Jay will make a bigger impact than Hardy did. Well, we won't see Hardy again for a long time at least, and I wonder if he'll get registered now. I did think that he would come in and take that position. Like, support, and subscribe. Steve Barton's in the house. What's up, dude? Sorry, I owe you a callback, by the way. When do we have to register players in January? January 31st. Parky likes some JRod. Wouldn't be shocked if he started and Parky gave him a real chance. Well, Chris, I don't think he'll start. He's not match fit, anywhere close to being match fit. I mean, he's been out for months. So, yes, he's been on the grass, but I don't see him starting any matches. I could be wrong. Maybe if he gets his fitness levels up, but I see him as an impact player, not a starter. Habs, what's up, dude? Seems like February 2nd is the cutoff. Wonder how much experimenting Parky will do. I had said yesterday on the last couple shows, going into these next few fixtures, something needs to change. We are in the festive fixture period right now. I think this is a make or break where I'm not saying we're getting relegated. Either we're going to stay here or we're going to start moving up the ladder or going down. I don't think we'll get relegated. I think there's too many teams that have too much going on with them. And relegation is not on our radar, but something needs to change. The false dawn that we had with the unbeaten run of 9 just kept us afloat. Let's be honest. You have to be honest about this. Yes, it felt good, feel good factor. We're not winning football matches. And to that point, we need to win football matches in order to go up in this league. I thought playoffs were possible. I'm going to hold reservation on the fact that can we still make the playoffs? We can still make the playoffs, but something needs to effectively change right now. I don't know what that is. We are too conservative. We take up too much pressure, and there's not enough offense. And between the distance between the back line, the middle of the park getting overrun, and us getting goals is not working. Something needs to change, and I'm looking for Parkinson to make a big change. I'm not saying in personnel, because we can't really do that. I think maybe we'll get somebody in January, but it has to happen now, or we're just this year. This season isn't written off. It's a dead year. And I didn't think that's what we were doing. So let's see what happens. I would expect Parkinson to wake up and show, or some of the players to wake up. I'm not blaming Parkinson, to come in and show, hey, will the real Wrexham please stand up? It has to happen. Or we're just going to be mid-table, and it's going to be a long season. So seems like February 2nd is cut off. I just read that one. Andrew C says, I have to give credit to Rodriguez working his way back to the roster. I bet it's not easy. It's never easy. You have to give him credit. You have to give him, it's not easy for sure. And I don't know if it's the answer. He can come and light it up. I hope he does. I hope he does. I hope he does. I hope he lights it up. I hope he comes in and scores 50 goals. But I think this is an impact player, and it's, I'm not liking how the season's going. We haven't figured it out yet. I don't like how this season is going. There's been a lot of excuses, a lot of, we're just going to do this and just happy to be here. Fuck that. I don't like how this season is going. And I'm sure the owners don't either. And, there's people fan differently. They're like, well, a couple of years ago, we were doing this, we were doing that. Well, we are here. I thought we were being competitive in this league probably up until about 2 weeks ago. And now I thought we weren't making up the numbers. I think we still can be competitive, but I need to see something, or else this is what it's going to be. This is what it's going to be. It's not entertaining. And then, it's a hard league. I get it. It's this league was always going to be very difficult for us. This year was always going to be very difficult to us. I just don't feel like we're stepping up to we're meeting the challenge. I'm not saying the effort levels aren't there, or it's a difficult watch this season. Hopefully we can figure it out. Must admit, I'm kind of shocked at the JRod news. I'd imagine he would be a backup to Moore. I think so too. I don't think he's a starter, John. If he's back into 25, he has to be getting better. Well, he's fully fit, but he's hitting match fit. You know what I mean? Do you think Andy Cannon will get minutes in January? I don't see that happening either. I know Ken was saying he'll put him in. I don't see it happening. I really don't. Youth has speed and a penchant to cause chaos. I think it might be a typo, unless I don't know that word is. Yes, we need speed. We need speed. That's one thing Kabore had, was speed, which changed the game a little bit. John Merrill, Matt White says to John, I see him as a Moore backup too, but Parkey likes to play Smith in that role when Moore comes out. So who knows? Well, now, honestly, he hasn't been available. So what will he do? It'd be interesting to see how he lines up. He'll be on the bench on Friday, that is, on Boxing Day. He will totally be on the bench. Any ETN Brunt coming back? Heard literally nothing on him for weeks. I've heard nothing on him for weeks. I will look at Fatma up here and see. Let me see here. Elliot Lee injured late in March. It says for him, knee injury late. Where is what's his name? Injured. Louis Brunt. Late January, it says for Louis Brunt. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Late January. So another month, maybe. They said Kakache around Christmas. I would be so happy to see Kakache start on Boxing Day. I don't think it'll happen. Dead year is a harsh description. Growing pains year is more like it. Okay, fair enough. Have your say. I don't expect any goals, but he did win when he did play. He did. I expect him to come in and be that 10-minute man. Run is, I guess, February at best. Thigh tears are tough. Burton came back quick, but I think it's easier for a goalkeeper than a center half. And Andrew says, I'd love to be a fly on the wall and hear the team talk about their bad play. Well, it's now or never. It really is. It's now or never. Either we step up, the boys come out, and they play. I'm not saying they're not playing hard, but it's not looked good the last few weeks. We are going in the wrong. We're trending in the wrong direction. We're maintaining position, in the league, 15, 13, 12, whatever, because the league is so tight. And if we string 2, 3, 4 W's together, I'd say 2 and a couple draws here and there, like start winning football matches, things will change fast. Things will change fast. And I hope that we get there to do that. Cannon, like Rathbone, at least is a goal threat. He may factor if Lee is out, but we are stacked in midfield. But is the combination, obviously, this past week did not work. We need to get some quality loans in January transfer market, says the Habification. We especially need passers and ball carriers, not hoofers. Hopefully we can appeal to Man City and maybe Atleti. I understand. I totally agree with that. Loans, fine. The loan market probably a little bit better than the sell. We're going to overpay no matter what we do, whether it be purchase. I think we lack depth clearly in our wings. We talk about it all the time. We lack depth in just creativity and speed. Broadhead does have that, but he doesn't play it that much. He doesn't fit the system. He has that loose free role. So it's interesting to see what Parkinson chooses to do. I think I'd love to see Broadhead, Windass, and Moore play together. A front three of that. Penchant is the easiest way. I'd much rather see win-loss than what we've been doing. I think that might be a little bit better win-loss. We're just inconsistent. Afternoon all. Merry Christmas to you too. Loans in January more likely about buying players. Well, let's see. We need to do some business. But squad update. It's a quick one today, just because there's not much going on as we go through this week. But yeah, JRod has been registered, and it looks like he will be on the bench at minimum. On Boxing Day. So as we build up to the game, we'll figure out what the combinations will be. Remember, Champ Chat is later on today. Patty, but Champ Chat tomorrow. Tuesday, obviously, we're getting close to Christmas. We'll see what happens on Christmas if there's a show or whatever. But I'll probably do something. But yeah, and then we got a game on Friday. And actually, the game on Friday, time wise, is pretty good. I think it's 9 a.m. my time. Let me just double check here. Yeah, it's 9:30, which is great. That's a good time. But then it kicks us right in the Paul Mullins, because on New Year's Day it's 4:30 a.m. What the hell? So I'll probably have to go to bed early anyways, as I always do, but we'll see. But anyways, yeah. Smash that like button, subscribe to the local pundit. Lots to unpack here in regards to the fact that there's a little bit of a change here in the squad. I hope it's an impact. And holy bocce balls, Steve Barton is back. Oh my God, I can't even get my face in here. A $50 super chat. Well, happy Christmas to you, my friend. Thank you very much. Let me read this out. Give it the desserts it is. I was just about to shut the show down too. Steve, yeah, AO gave up 3 points. He also saved in innumerable goals. Innumerable? A lot of goals. Everyone, including footballers, make mistakes. Yes, while it was obvious AO lost those 2 points, I'm confident that no one is harder on AO than AO. Grace and humility are the hallmarks of humanity. My God, very well said. And put that one on a card and tell everyone. And thank you, Steve Barton, for the massive $50 super chat. Not lost on us the contributions to anyone and Steve that puts into the channel. Thank you. Let me address that. By the way, well done, Steve. Absolutely, very well said, Mr. Barton. And Mackin has given up 7 or more points, says Brian Burton. But let me address the AO portion here too, because it has been talked about over and over and over again. I think Steve makes a great point here. He has saved us from several from being in games. Let's be honest. His reaction saves are phenomenal. To Steve Barton's point, they're going to make mistakes over and over again. They're going to make mistakes. It's how you bounce back from those mistakes. I would never expect anyone to be perfect. And AO has not been perfect, but when you get knocked down, he will get back up and he will learn from that experience. And that's why listen, you have to do better. The amount of the amount of we faced, I think, the most shots in the league, something crazy, like some kind of stat. Now, granted, it was a shot, and he went after it, tried to punch it, whatever the hell happened. I think it was a cross, and he made a mistake, and you're allowed to make a mistake. And yes, it cost us 2 points, but at the end of the day, we shouldn't have put ourselves in that position. AO's number one, I don't think he's strong enough in the box yet. He's gotten better this season, but he has saved us more times than he's hurt us. So fair play to him. It's not, it happens. And so Steve Barton, for that massive super chat, thank you. And he's going to come back stronger and learn from it. So, and it was a bad, he'd probably be the first to admit, I fucked up and I'll do better. Watch. So it'll be great. Thank you, Steve, again. Yo, I made it for the live show. Hey, that rhymes. Nicely done, Steve. Leaping Sarah gives you the love. Steve, and Matt White says goalkeeper is a tough position because 90% of your errors will be goals, and everyone notices AO is doing great for his first season at this level and can only improve. Yes, I think he has taken his opportunity very well after being benched for Ward. He doesn't obviously want to go in from an injury. He wants to earn his position, but he has done very well, and he'll come back and he'll learn from it, and that's fine. And I think that the teammates will lift him up. I think the coaching staff will lift him up, and good on him. So it happens. You're right. And the amount of pressure that's put on our back line and for AO, it's going to happen. So fair play to him. When you invite pressure, you invite mistakes. Yes. He just needs to reapply the sticky stuff on the gloves at halftime. Yeah, it's fine. Habs, and those mistakes are much more costly than inviting pressure. Yeah. I think it's a wash. Let it go. Moving on. Nothing we can do about it now. Was it a clanger? Yes. But AO will be back stronger. And let me address the Maka thing right here. Maka, I had said, has been doing a job. Okay? We all have said that saying this. Maka has been doing a job. He's doing the best he possibly can at his abilities right now at his age. And we have no other option. We have been kicked into Paul Mullins on our wingbacks, and it's limited our offense. It's put more pressure on our midfield and defense, and the coverage of Thomason having to do a job of two men out there. Thomason and Dobson at times is very evident. That said, I hope Kakache is back sooner than later. A and B, we have no depth on that side over there. And the quicker we can get Kakache back on the pitch, the quicker we can go and try to improve our play, our offensive play, and have some balance. What's up, Aaron? How you doing? How are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. We have the option Doyle out wide. I agree with the Doyle out wide. Let's see if Parkinson is willing to make that change. I don't think he will do it, but I would do it. Brian Burton also says, I'd like to see AO continue to build his body up, both stronger overall, but specifically in his core. He is so tall, balance is not always the best thing. Well, I think I said this before. He reminds me of David De Gea a lot. He reminds me of David De Gea when he first came into Manchester United. So we'll see how this goes. Matt White, Maka is playing to the best of what he has left in the tank at 36-37 in the championship. Yeah, he is. I hope we go in early in the market and grab somebody. I really do. It's not going to be easy, but then again, transfers are never going to be easy for Wrexham, for anyone in the championship. And it's going to be hard. There's all eyes on us. We have the money to spend, go spend it. If you want to continue to push on to try to get into the playoffs, to try to get up, to try to go up this season, which should be the goal, to not just sit in mediocrity. That's, I don't think that's the goal of the owners and the players and everyone else. This rebuilding year, I think, is an excuse to say several different things that I'll hold off on that. But hey, let's make some changes. JRod coming back in probably helps the squad out a little bit more so than we realize, because he can come in and Kiefer Moore can take a rest, because Kiefer Moore is out on his feet at like 70 minutes for all the work he puts in. Matt White says, I see priority for the next transfer windows are replacing older players with younger ones, even if they are less experienced and proven. We have to do that. We have to do that. Matt, especially, okay. Look at the aggression of Sheffield United to get Bamford. Where are we? Let's see what happens, Brian. Let's see what happens in the market in January. Let's see what happens. But anyways, that's the update for today. Remember, Champ Chat later on. Go check that out. If anything breaks, we will be there live. Paul Kelly, one more here. I'd love to see us trying to play Windass and Broadhead up front. Bring more in later in the games. I'd like to see the three of those guys up front playing together from the start. We'll see if he does that. I expect Parkinson to make some changes for this upcoming Boxing Day game. Smash that like button, subscribe. Good to talk to everybody. Get your thoughts in the chat of what you think JRod can offer to the team if you're watching this later on. And on that bombshell, we'll see y'all soon.